Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
That's right. We're always broadcasting live from our palatial studios.
Are you ready, kids?
Yeah, that's right. We're always, and I mean always ready, kids. I don't think that's nothing to laugh about.
Good morning, world.
Yeah, good morning, world. Hi, Bonnie. How you doing?
Good morning, Evan. I guess I couldn't be better. Just the feeling great with fall being here and
Just don't fall down.
that autumnness in the air. Feeling quite awesome this morning.
Well, after you fall, you could spring right into action. Get it? Fall, spring.
Yes.
Right? And then
I
you
like
get into
that.
summer and then winter and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, I could go for some fresh ice cold water from a streaming spring right now.
Could you really?
Get that good spring water.
Okay, I'll run out to the store for you.
I thought of starting my own business at one time. We do have like a spring in my hometown where I grew up.
Okay.
And it's the best spring water coming out near the river. It's really spring water. And I always thought about like getting a nice big truck out there and filling up some water bottles and, selling it on my own, calling it Bonnie's Fresh Spring.
I'll bet you 10 to 1 Fredo's got a business.
I almost bet he does.
Fredo's Spring Water.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does.
I don't know what it is about, the water Zephyr Hills.
Oh, yeah, of course I've heard of Zephyr Hills. There's Zephyr Hills. There's all these different Aquafina. As far as I'm concerned, water's water.
Yes.
But
what I was going to say about Zephyr Hills,
it's all wet.
You know how you look at a word and you think it's different. I don't know if it's like their labeling or some sort of thing that's on the bottle, but whenever I've seen it in the past, I think it says Zephyrillus.
Zephyrillus.
Yeah, I'm seeing Zephyrillus. And then you look a little closer and no, it's Zephyr Hills.
Okay.
But a very good water like DeSanti and like you said, Aquafina. And I know clearly a lot of people, getting all of those. Some feel that it's, I don't know. I drink my water from my faucet at home. I feel pretty good with it.
Okay.
But people are always buying that fresh spring water.
So we're broadcasting to a new avenue today. We're always constantly adding things, and now we're broadcasting on Podbean Live, which is where we actually archive our shows for podcasting so people can go and download them. So I discovered something on Podbean that they allow you to broadcast live while you're on the air. So I activated the broadcast module, and we're getting listeners all over the world on Podbean listening into the show.
That's very nice. So I hope they're listening in Australia, where we're going to be mentioning some weather. We'll be mentioning some weather from Maine this morning. It's cold and foggy up there. And I think we're going to go to Switzerland, too.
Oh, okay.
So we'd like to have brand new listeners like that listening so far away.
Yeah, we'll take them from all over the world. Definitely so. So Bonnie, you have a big debut coming up here, shortly in a few weeks. You're going to be doing a concert where Big Kitty is going to be opening up for you, and the commercial is going to be coming tonight. Later this evening, I'm going to get the commercial sent to me from Fredo's production studio, and I can't wait. I can hardly wait to hear it.
That's going to be kind of like haunting, almost like
Why
watching.
would it be haunting?
It'll be like watching a Christmas Carol.
No.
And it'll be like a ghost to me coming from Christmas past.
I don't think it's going to be haunting. Actually, they sent me a couple little snippets of it yesterday afternoon, and I was like, wow, this is pretty good. Just some snippets of you singing various songs.
Oh my.
And I was like, wow, this is pretty impressive.
I hope the powers that be were able to go in and do some editing and like to boost the sound up a little bit and maybe give me a little bass where is needed. And
yeah, they did.
A little bit of the high octane where is needed.
Yeah, yep, they did. They took really good care of it.
Okay.
It's narrated by a professional voiceover artist. So, it's like one of those commercials like back in the day when you used to the concerts were coming to town and you'd hear those commercials on the big FM station.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for instance, like Toby Keith coming now to the Coral Sky Amphitheater. Hear Toby sing how do you like me now? And then you'd hear like a little snippet of how do you like me now?
Yes.
And then Toby does American Soldier. And then you'd hear like a little snippet of American Soldier.
Right.
And then Toby Keith also does his smash hit, as good as I once was. And then you hear that song. So that's kind of like on the premise, from what I understand, that they're doing your commercial.
Oh, that should be very good then.
So it's just gonna be little snippets of you singing.
Yeah.
And I think they pulled them from various shows.
I don't like the idea of doing a live performance, like live in concert, but
but Bonnie, there's a lot of money to be made. I mean, Bonnie, you're going to be center stage.
yeah.
Big Kitty's going to be opening up for you. It's going to be really amazing.
But I think Phil had announced probably, or was it Fredo announced $100 per ticket.
Yeah, it's $100 a ticket, which I
It's-
think is very reasonable.
Ooh, it should be more like divided by 10.
Well,
And-
no, because I mean, a diva of your
Oh,
stature,
my.
a radio diva and goddess of your stature commands big money when they go and make a public appearance and perform.
Yeah, like Mariah Carey.
Right, exactly. You're right up there with Mariah
Right.
Carey.
We should do a Christmas album together, Evan. And,
Oh.
like she performs really good Christmas, I think.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because Regis Philbin and Joy Philbin have a Christmas album out that they did. And when we get closer to holiday time, I will actually be playing some of those songs.
Oh, I'm going to be loving some of
Yeah.
that. I had no idea that Regis and Joy, the late Regis, had done some Christmas stuff.
Yeah, let me see. Let me look into my stuff here.
Oh, you know what archives I want to look into too,
Tell me.
which I haven't yet, is Terry Bradshaw, I think.
Oh, okay.
Has also done.
here's a little snippet for you. So this is Regis and his wife Joy doing "Baby It's Cold Outside."
I really can't
That's
stay.
Joy.
Baby, it's cold
There's Regis.
outside.
Right?
I got to go away.
Right?
Baby, it's cold outside.
That's all I'm going to play. I just wanted to do a little snippet, like a tease.
I did not know that Regis was able to sing like that.
Oh yeah.
And her voice sounds sweet as a
Oh
button
yeah.
in that
He's probably up there, like in he's up in heaven right now, looking down, like, Evan, what the hell are you doing? That's just like, what the hell are you doing playing this early? Come on, wait for Christmas.
It is pretty early for it,
Yeah.
but I just know that everybody is getting into that spirit. I didn't get out my Christmas mugs yet.
Mhm.
That's coming, but I did pull out the autumn mugs and
Okay.
my nice big Halloween coffee mug with the
Okay.
big pumpkin face on it.
I went to my local big box store the other day. I mean, I'm not going to be ashamed. I went to Walmart and they've got all their Christmas crap out already.
I know.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, and we're really exciting because I think Amazon is going to have a huge shopping sale day coming up on October 13 and
Mhm.
14,
Mhm.
which isn't too far away. And doing it the same day, I believe, is going to be Target.
Yeah, I could do a lot of damage in Walmart because, when
I
I see
know.
all that Christmas stuff, I start wanting to buy because I like never can have enough.
Yeah.
And we've got, we usually average between 20 to 30 blow ups in our yard for Christmas.
Wow.
So my yard is like every kid's dream. All the cars and the parents, they bring their kids by to see our decorations and the music and
yeah,
lights going to music
You're
and all that good stuff.
like a Clark Griswold over there.
And I love it. I absolutely love doing stuff like that.
I saw too on a website today that the most popular Halloween decoration is like this 12-foot tall skeleton that you
Mhm.
can put in your yard.
Mhm.
People are purchasing it from Home Depot for like $300.
Yeah, we have a 10 to 15-foot tree in our house.
Wow.
And then we have 7 other trees that we put up in our home. So
Seven of them.
yeah, we go all out for the holidays, but this year I don't think we're going to be going all out inside because, for the past 10 years, we have done a mega party at our home for Halloween
Right.
where we open up our doors and we invite just about anybody and everybody in, and it's all catered by my friends at Olive Garden and St. Lucie Trail Golf Club, Lakeview Terrace, Karen and her staff over there, and we have all this food trucked in for the event. And the table that you sat at when you came over to the house
Yeah, that
way
was a
back
nice table.
way back when,
Yeah.
That table, you can't even see the tabletop anymore.
Really?
That's how much food is on the table.
Like when Rachel brought home all the big
Right.
deals, it covered the table
It
too.
literally did. And then we have Santa Claus comes
Oh,
over for the kids, and he reads "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
That's beautiful.
So unfortunately, because of social distancing, we're not going to be doing that this year, and that really depresses me
yeah.
because I look so forward to opening our home to everybody. And I know that my wife doesn't like it that much because she does get a little antsy, so to speak, when we have that many people in the house.
Yeah, I would
she
get a
has
little
to kind of
nervous
go
about that.
she has to go in another room for a little bit and compose herself and then come back out.
Sure.
It's overwhelming for her is what it is.
I can't hardly blame her actually. But with people are scaling down for the holidays.
Yeah.
I believe like health experts too are even saying like for Thanksgiving, they're telling people to stay home.
Right.
And, only have the Thanksgiving meal with the people that you live with.
Exactly. George will come down and he'll every year my wife is given a turkey from work, and then we'll cook the bird for Christmas.
Yeah.
So it looks like this year we're going to be cooking a bird just for maybe 4 of us, and that's really about it.
Yeah,
but that's all right.
Really scaled down a little bit.
Very.
We always usually, very seldom have I flown out of town for Thanksgiving anyway.
Mhm.
We always have it like at our house and with immediate family.
Yeah, we're just kind of going to chill out for Thanksgiving. We're not doing too much. We're just going to hang out around and not really do anything. Probably, I don't know. I'll leave it up to the wife what she wants to do as far as if she's going to cook something or, or what's what.
I'm really happy though. I have most of my house decorated for Halloween.
Do you already?
Yeah, it's
wow.
Tobanga's birthday weekend. So it's like we're celebrating her birthday. So
okay.
As soon as kids come to my door, I have like a Halloween decoration outside, saying trick or treat is this way, and there's a witch on it.
Okay.
And then you walk in and I have some decorations that are hanging up of ghosts, and a couple of skeletons are hanging in the house. I have pumpkins going on. Ooh, which reminds, I had to throw a pumpkin away yesterday because
did you?
Jaden and I carved one maybe over a week ago already.
Didn't smell too good, did it?
I think that's why my allergies flared up in the last couple of days, because that pumpkin was sitting there in my living room.
It
and
fermented.
I had to throw it away.
It fermented, Bonnie, is what happened.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like having a dead body in your living room.
Oh man, the molds. I think it's the molds that.
Well, that and the stench and the smell and the stank.
Yeah.
Are you trying to play footsies with me down there? Because you just like rubbed my foot with your foot.
Oh, did it?
You did.
How big is your foot? Is your foot like 12 foot long or something? Your foot shouldn't be way over here.
No, my foot's over here.
Okay.
See, look under the table. You're just like, you were just kicking over here like it's a football or something.
Oh, I apologize.
That's all right.
I didn't even realize that.
That's all right. I just have long legs. Don't worry
about it.
Look
at those nice shoes. I like that color.
You like that? It's the Under Armours. So Under Armours matches the blue in my shorts.
Those are awesome.
Everything has to match. Yeah. You know how I roll.
I just show the listeners the color of that blue, if you could.
I can't do that.
That blue.
I can't prop my foot up on the counter. I'm not as bendable as you.
Now I want to get sneakers that are that awesome color.
Gumby or something.
I am pretty flexible today because I got a stretch yesterday.
Can you put your leg behind your head?
That I can't do.
You can't?
I have a cousin that could do that, and we would be swimming, and all of a sudden both of her legs can go behind her neck.
I think maybe one morning we'll do a morning stretch class with you live on Facebook and on the radio, like stretching with Bonnie, because the microphone, it can stand up.
Yeah.
This microphone that you're on right here, it's got the boom, so you can stand up right there and still be on camera, and you can do like a live stretching class for our Facebook listeners.
That would be like a lot of fun to do. Yeah, maybe we could make that happen.
Maybe bring your massage table in here and you can, plop somebody down on it and give them a massage, a back massage with their clothes on, of course.
Do you think Rachel could use a stretch? I wonder if we could get her in here one morning.
She's a school teacher. That would be hard to get her to come down here.
Maybe Phil would want to stretch.
Now, Phil, you might be able to convince Phil.
Yeah.
That's a lot of body to stretch.
It is.
I
But
mean, he's like 6'4".
no excuses.
That's like stretching an entire football field.
I'm not the tallest man I do stretch is probably about 6 foot or 6'1".
Oh, so Phil would be the tallest.
Yeah, he'd be a little taller.
All
than
right, we'll have to have a
been stretching.
conversation with Phil tomorrow when he's on the program.
Yeah.
To find out if he wants to get stretched out.
And
I mean, his wife stretches him out enough as it is, but that's besides the point.
But you know what, Evan?
What?
I swear by it. After I was stretched by Lois yesterday at work, I felt so invigorated.
Really?
I felt like high and like I was walking on air.
Okay.
That's how good it makes you
See,
feel.
you couldn't stretch me out because then nobody would be over here to run this whole thing. So, if something happened and went awry, then I'd be like over there and like I couldn't get over to here.
I can always set you up with a stretch when you're not doing that on another time.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
I would be glad to do so.
Stretch me out. It is 6:22 on the Tuesday edition of the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's head on over to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by this morning. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. The first debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden takes place tonight in Cleveland. Florida Senator Rick Scott thinks President Trump will focus on the country's economic performance.
And he's going to get to brag about what he's done the last 4 years. I think that's how the debate's going to go. I think Joe Biden's going to have a very difficult time explaining his past.
Scott predicts President Trump will also bring up Biden's son, Hunter. It's still September, but Floridians are already voting in the November election.
More than 5 million vote-by-mail ballots have been requested in Florida. Nearly 7,500 have already been returned. Democrats hold the early lead, returning about 3,600 ballots compared to 2,300 for Republicans. In Florida, ballots must be received by a local elections office no later than 7 p.m. on Election Day, so the post office suggests mailing it at least 1 week ahead. I'm Rick Hoschel.
Florida is reporting fewer than 1,000 new coronavirus cases as the state moves into phase 3 of reopening. The Department of Health announced 738 new COVID-19 infections yesterday, along with 5 new resident deaths. Both increases are the lowest that Florida has seen in months. The Martin County Sheriff's Office said that 911 lines are back in operation following a brief interruption in 911 dispatch services on Monday night. The Sheriff's Office said in a tweet that anyone experiencing problems getting through to 911 should call the non-emergency number 772-220-7170 as an alternative. The Martin County Sheriff's Office announced Monday that it's accepting applications for firefighters EMT. The application process will begin September 11 and end at midnight on October 30th. Firefighter paramedics are preferred. The position requires passing on NTN's fire team test and valid NTN CPAT within the last 12 months. Now, to schedule the fire team or CPAT, go online to nationaltestingnetwork.com. That's nationaltestingnetwork.com. The country's leading infectious disease expert says Florida is asking for trouble by fully reopening bars and restaurants. The entire state is now in phase 3.
After being closed for months, Harper's Pub in Stewart is hoping to rebound. The neighborhood bar building back its customer base and putting employees back to work.
Now that we're open, they're slowly coming back.
Harper's is now allowed to have 100% capacity after the state of Florida to phase 3. All businesses sitting shuttered now given the green light to reopen.
My bartender has a mask on. We wipe down the bar every time someone leaves.
But Monday, just days after the governor's announcement, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's leading infectious disease expert, called Florida's full reopening of bars and restaurants very concerning, a sentiment shared by West Palm Beach infectious disease specialist, Dr. David Dodson.
The virus is in the community, and when you have people increase their interactions, then you're going to get more infections. It's inevitable.
Dodson says Florida is still one of the worst states in the country for managing the pandemic with more than 700,000 cases of COVID-19. He understands people need to make a living, but says he's worried the governor moved to phase 3 too quickly.
Folks need to keep in mind that we're in the middle of a once-in-a-lifetime global pandemic. that is deadly.
I think all of us know basically what we need to do to stay safe, and that's what we're going to do.
Dr. Dodson is strongly advising anyone venturing out to always wear a mask and keep your distance as much as possible. If not, he says we will likely see a spike in cases. In Stewart, Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
And lastly, Fort Lauderdale's mayor is promising to address what he calls a concerning sight after the governor announced last week that bars could reopen. Bars in Fort Lauderdale were packed over the weekend, and there were few signs of social distancing. Mayor Dean Trentalis says it was like a dam had been unleashed, and he promises changes are coming. The Tampa Bay Lightning are the champions of bubble hockey. Braden Point scored his playoff best 14th goal, and the Lightning beat the Dallas Stars 2-0 last night to win the Stanley Cup and finish off the most unusual NHL postseason in history, staged nearly entirely in quarantine because of coronavirus pandemic. The clock hitting zeros in an empty arena nonetheless set off a joyful celebration for a team that endured years of playoff heartbreak and 2 months in isolation. News Time 627, weather and traffic together next.
Six 6:28 the time on the Get Up and Go show, the Tuesday edition with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, there is some traffic to the north of us on I-95 with a little bit of backup this morning. I-95 northbound in Fort Pierce, mile marker 125 at Glades Cutoff Road. Then there, and the right lane is blocked. So look for a little bit of backup. Turnpike southbound in Port St. Lucie at mile marker 142. Due to road construction, the right lane in that area is blocked. There's your latest look at traffic. In Stewart, we have 76 and foggy. It's 65 in Bar Harbor, Maine this morning. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, my sunshines. Waking up this morning to temperatures in the mid to upper 70s under partly cloudy skies and a few isolated showers. Highs this afternoon reaching the low 90s, but feels like temperatures in the upper 90s to triple digits. A 40% chance for afternoon, evening showers and storms, most of the rain ending by sunset. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with increasing clouds ahead of a cool front, lows in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds and a 50% chance for scattered showers and storms. Some of those storms could be on the stronger side, highs in the mid-80s. The front stalls out, keeping the weather unsettled through the weekend. Scattered showers and storms will be possible each day, mainly in the afternoon and evening hours. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The Get Up and Go Show would love to hear from you live on the air. Give us a call at any time. Now let's get back to the program. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
This Halloween, your kids can get all the candy from the subdivision without leaving the house. Introducing the Trick or Treat Robot. No worrying about catching or spreading the virus. The Trick or Treat Robot travels from house to house in a costume and does all the work for you. And your neighbors won't know the difference.
Trick or treat.
Well, look at you. You look like a real robot.
I am Wonder Woman. Please give me some candy.
Oh, no, sorry. We're not handing out candy this year.
I am accessing your Costco receipts from the past month.
See you next year.
You purchased a large bag of Milky Way candy bars. Give me some candy or I will egg your house into 2021.
Get off my porch.
This is not over, old man.
The Trick or Treat Robot. Get yours today.
You know, that's a great idea, the Trick or Treat Robot. That's a fantastic idea. Instead of sending your child to the front door, you just send the Trick or Treat Robot.
Yeah, you can like still dress up that way, I suppose.
Yeah.
Have your costume. Just
I've already
kind of,
got my system figured out how I'm doing my candy this year.
You're going to have some kind of candy grabber, aren't you?
Well, no, not so much as a candy grabber.
or,
What I'm
or
going
a
to do,
candy giver?
yeah, what I'm going to do is I have a small little colander bowl. So, and I have this extendo pole, okay, that you usually use to unscrew the lights that are way high up on your ceiling. So it extends to like
Yeah.
20 feet.
I need one of those.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to duct tape this small little colander, okay?
Yeah.
Not calendar, colander.
A colander.
A colander
Mhm.
on the end of the pole. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put candy in the colander.
Yeah.
When somebody comes to the door, I'm going to actually sit in my garage. And as they come up the driveway,
Right.
I'm going to have this piece of like warning tape going across.
That's perfect.
I have these stanchions that are set up.
Warning tape is very scary.
And
anyway.
I don't think it's going to be warning tape. I'm going to use my stanchions. So they stop at the stanchion and then I will extend the pole out to them
Yeah.
with the candy. So this way they don't have to come to the door and we social distance.
That's a good way to do it.
Right?
If we even get trick-or-treaters this year, I wonder if they are going to allow trick-or-treating.
I'm sure they will.
Being that it's Saturday night and people are probably looking forward to,
Mhm.
wow, it's Saturday.
And
it's
then
party.
here's one better yet, Bonnie. So they don't have to text or they don't have to ring my doorbell.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a sign up on one of the stanchions that says, please text. And there'll be a special phone number there for them to text to let me know they're at the door.
What a neat way to do it.
Right?
That's using
So
modern technology.
It's modern technology. They text the number and I'll say, text the words trick or treat to,
Yeah.
and they text it. And then I'll see trick or treat on my phone. And then I'll be, oh, we have a trick or treater. And plus I have cameras outside as well.
What kind of candy are you giving this year?
I don't know. I'm just going to probably get a bag of mixed candy is what I'll do. And then when
Yeah.
they get trick or treat, I see trick or treat on my phone. I'll extend the arm and put it out there and I'll just fill the bucket and I'll be just like, just take a handful.
We ate
Or actually, no, I can't do that because if they touch it, then it's cross-contamination.
cross-contaminating.
Right. So what
Yeah.
I'll do
You'll have to tell them to wear little mittens or gloves.
yeah. Well, no, what I'll do is I'll put candy in there and I'll tell them to take all the candy that's in there. So
Yeah.
that'll be theirs. And I'll wear gloves as well to take the candy out of my big bowl
Sure.
to put it into the bucket. So
Yeah.
when I open up the bag of candy, I will have gloves on. I'll dump it in this big white mixing bowl
Uh-huh.
and then I'll keep my gloves on and I'll take it from the bowl into the colander and then I'll hand it out to the kid.
Yeah, because people do forget about that cross-contamination.
Yes.
I know one year we gave out full-size chocolate bars, full-size candy bars.
Are
I
you
mean,
kidding me?
they had Hershey's. We gave
Wow.
out Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Kit Kats, Twix, and all of them in full size, and the kids loved it.
That's
But
an awful lot.
I wish I could give away. Now, I saw when I went to Family Dollar the other day.
Mhm.
I ate the most delicious candy bar, Evan.
Delish, huh?
These things were $2 a piece. They were huge, and they were M&M candy bars, M&M
Okay.
chocolate bars.
Okay.
So you got your milk chocolate filled with M&Ms, and the packaging is so much fun with the little M&M guys, on the packaging.
Okay.
It was the most delicious chocolate bar I've had in a while.
All right, sounds great. Let's do some viral videos this morning. Bonnie, there's a video that's circulating around the internet, as there are millions, but this video has been racking up a lot of hits online. It's a guy who filmed his buddy diving into the ocean so he could touch what he thought was a basking shark. They eat plankton and they don't attack people.
They're kind of like a safe, warm and cushiony kind of
I
shark.
get, but after getting a closer look, they both realized that it may have been a great white. So the guy hurried back to the boat. Here's the audio from the video. Let's listen.
We're in reverse. That was a bad idea. Get on the boat. Ryder. Oh, I touched it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's not a basking shark, dude.
Oh, gosh.
Ryder.
Yeah.
And you try not, I would feel a panic. I mean, you try not to panic. I would think getting up into that boat, getting back up in, because at that point, learning that shark is not what it was. It's the bad shark coming to get you.
Right.
I would be in a stroke of panic, I think, for sure.
Bonnie, there's a YouTuber named Caitlin Riley who posted a video of herself pretending to be a helicopter mom, trying to sit in on her son's online class. She makes some bad suggestions that are rejected, and then mentions that she pays a lot of money for the school. It doesn't help. She's still asked to leave the actual, the area. So let's listen in.
Hi, Mrs. Fraser. Hi, I'm just here with my son, David, and I just wanted to sit in the class. I just want to make sure that everything's going well and that we're learning and we're paying attention. Say hello. Okay. Maybe I need a lesson or two on science. I mean, I don't know what osmosis is, right? Is that with plants? I know that you just announced that the entire class has an assignment, but if David could be excused.
Oh.
No, I understand there's no exceptions. I just, we pay a lot of money for the school. So do you need me to leave? Okay, I'll go. Okay. Do you need like an assistant of some kind? Because I'm available. I'm free. I don't have tennis today.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Tennis.
I'm gonna go. Okay.
Really?
Pay attention. Bye.
What a helicopter mom.
She does a good impersonation
Wow.
of it, yes. And I'm considering, Evan, it would be so hard to be a school teacher, I would think, because you have to deal with your superiors, with the kids, and helicopter moms. And I'm sure if you're a teacher, you get pulled in all these directions by so many different people. And she was a good helicopter mom right there.
I've seen some worse helicopter moms.
Have you really?
She was bad. But man, I've seen 10 times worse.
Yeah, I suppose you have,
Yeah.
having kids, and I'm sure you've been to the school events and whatnot, different
Yeah.
events, and you might have seen it all.
Yep, I definitely have. Bonnie, did you know that it takes over 39,000 gallons of water to make one new car? 39,000 gallons. I don't know, understand what 39,000 gallons of water has to do with making a car.
I'm not sure.
This is a stat that comes
Oh.
from my morning show prep.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to write to them and ask them, why the heck does 39,000 gallons of water have to do with making a car?
Yeah, I'm wondering that myself.
That is stupid.
You know what's awesome? I saw on television this morning, there are companies now that are in the process of making flying cars. Cars that fly for commercial use.
I've seen one already.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
Did you see
Flew
one?
over my house.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, I wonder.
Yep, I've seen it.
Exciting. I wonder what company. I think Toyota is one that's in the process of making one. I wonder what company or what car you might have
I don't know, but I
seen.
looked up one day and I saw a flying car. I was like, oh my God, I ran in and got Rachel and it was gone.
Did you think? Were you just like thinking at the time, what am I really seeing? Did I
thought
smoke
I was
something earlier?
I thought I was hallucinating, but
Yeah.
then again, I saw it go by again. and it was like a car. It was like a flying car, and it had like this. You know what an airboat is?
Uh-huh.
It had like one of those airboat propellers on it, and it had like sails, and it was just kind of like tooling by.
Oh, that had to be very cool.
I feel like I was taken back to Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Was there somebody up there above sitting upon it and waving
Well, I would
down
hope.
at you?
I would hope that there
Waving
would be
from
somebody
there?
running the darn thing.
Now, you never know. It could be on like remote control or
Yeah.
some kind of tester but I believe like when they come out with the flying car, seriously, it's not like, I don't think it's going to be like where you or I are going to be able to purchase one and go flying around up there. I
sure,
think they're
why
going to be leaving it to the pilots and commercial use and as a start anyway, but who knows? Maybe someday we'll be driving some midair.
Did you know that 53% of women and about 1/3 of men travel with their own pillows?
Yeah. I
Their own
believe that.
pillows.
I remember Topanga when we went on the airplane and she
Mhm.
she provided me with that little what are those little wraparound
neck pillow.
thing?
It's a neck pillow.
We both had our separate neck pillows.
I hate when I used to do syndicated talk radio and I have to travel and I'd have to sleep on the pillows in the hotel room. I could never get comfortable because those darn things were so soft.
Yeah.
It was like mashed potatoes.
You can-
I like my pillows stiff. Yeah, I have to have something stiff when I sleep on it.
I like something stiff too, and I like something a little bit more lean. I don't like we have these huge fluffy pillows right now, and they're both a little bit too big for Gary and I. We both like a thinner pillow to lay our head on.
Okay. All right. Did you know that the shark has the greatest electrical sensitivity of any animal?
Really?
Yes.
You would think that it would be like an electric eel or something with all that electricity, but a shark is, right? Boy, those electric eels scare me.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever I see an eel, electric or not, even if I see one in our river waters here.
Mhm. Here's an
it
interesting
just gives me
stat,
the
Bonnie.
heebie-jeebers.
Did you know that 3/4 of us have a flashlight at home, but less than half of those don't even work?
Yeah.
Now, do you have
Isn't it
flashlights
sad?
at your house?
I do. In fact, there's a nice big red one, right in my kitchen cupboard.
Okay. Do they
and-
all work?
No, it's not working. I think I need a new battery
heck?
for it. Right.
What good is that gonna do you if the power goes out?
Well, I have another little one tucked away in another cupboard, and then I
Okay.
have my flashlight app.
We have
which is
10
my favorite.
we have 10 flashlights in our home.
10 of them.
10 of them, and they're all in the same location.
Yeah.
They're all in where the air conditioner is. So this way everybody knows where they are.
Uh-huh.
And if the power goes off, we just stumble our way over to the air conditioner, open the door, and there's an array of 10 different types of flashlights in there.
Talk
that
about
you can
being
use.
ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember-
That comes from my dad. My dad taught me all of that.
Just think if we lived back in the days when they used lanterns. I
Mhm.
know my mom and dad, like out at their hunting camp, they always used
Right.
like a kerosene lantern.
Right.
And I just still remember the smell of that kerosene when it was being lit.
Here's one more stat for you, Bonnie. I think of your Pick'em League on this one. The average man spends 41 minutes a day thinking about their fantasy football team.
41 minutes. Yeah.
41 minutes a day.
I wonder what the average woman spends on that.
No, not spends, thinks about it.
Or like what the average woman's thinking about that.
Right, exactly.
But I believe it with all of the fantasy sports now that people get in here and betting here and betting there.
Right, and betting everywhere.
41 minutes actually seems slender. You would think it might be even longer during the day.
41 minutes a day.
Yep. And my Kansas City Chiefs won last night.
Did
that
they really?
team is on fire this year. And yeah, I have them as
Well, they
one of
are
my
the reigning
picks.
defending Super Bowl champions.
And they are,
right?
and with Patrick Mahomes,
Mhm.
awesome quarterback too. And I picked them last night, and now my I picked 9.
What
right.
would you do if I got Patrick Mahomes to call into the radio program one morning? Would you be all giddy?
No.
No? Okay.
No. I mean, I'm not. It's not like I have a crush on him or
Okay.
anything like that.
It's not like you're Busey.
He's awesome quarterback.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah,
I just want to make sure.
I find him. Oh, and I'm trying to think. Oh, Nick.
Who
Nick
would your
Foles.
who would your man crush be for football quarterbacks?
Oh, good gosh.
Would you have to say?
I don't really.
Got to be one that
I don't
you
have
really
a crush on any one of them.
like. No?
Uh-uh.
You don't think any one of them is cute or nothing like that?
I admire Nick Foles
Okay.
because of the way he won with Philadelphia in the Super Bowl a few years ago, and the way he came on the bench too, of course, in the game the other night for Chicago, and he came off the bench as their quarterback and Atlanta had a huge lead on Chicago, and then Nick Foles was all cool and confident, and he brought him to that comeback for a Chicago win. So I'm kind of admiring him right now.
Okay, sounds good. I'll agree with you on that one. 6:47, it's news time. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A major hospital chain with Wellington Regional Medical Center on its portfolio has been the target of one of the largest medical cyber attacks in U.S. history. NBC News is reporting. WPTV's Todd Wilson with more on the security scare and insight from an IT expert.
A major hospital chain has been hit with what may be one of the largest medical cyber attacks in American history. Universal Health Services is a company with more than 400 locations coast to coast, including Wellington Regional Medical Center. Alan Krowitz, an IT and cybersecurity expert, says it sounds bad.
What this one appears to be is ransomware, which is the real hot button and easier one to get into companies.
Krowitz says ransomware is the most expensive and damaging of cyber attacks.
In most cases with ransomware, the data was not pulled out of the organization. They just set up a grenade inside your house. And, hey, we can put all the damage back together for you if you pay us this outrageous ransom.
According to multiple reports, including NBC News, computer systems for Universal Health Services began failing over the weekend. Some hospitals reportedly began filing patient information with pen and paper. Universal Health Services released a statement late Monday morning. The comment reads in part, the IT network across Universal Health Services facilities is currently offline due to an IT security issue. Patient care continues to be delivered safely and effectively. No patient or employee data appears to have been accessed, copied, or misused. For a business to protect itself from cyber attacks, Krowitz says they must train their employees to spot phishing emails. Another one is using honeypots.
We put things on the network that if we see certain files that should never be touched, if they get touched by an employee, it means they might have ransomware.
I reached out to Wellington Regional Medical Center to find out what, if any, impact the security issue had here. Instead, I was referred back to Universal Health Services statement. In Wellington, Todd Wilson, WPTV.
Both Republicans and Democrats in South Florida say the open seat on the nation's highest court is driving up registration and interest in the upcoming presidential election. No matter the party, it is galvanizing voters. WPTV's Matt Cessny has details.
No matter who you ask, Republicans,
it's energized me big time,
or Democrats,
everybody's politically aware.
The debate over the Supreme Court has brought more intensity to the presidential election, following the death of liberal Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg and now a fast nomination of conservative Amy Coney Barrett. Rolando Chang Barrero of the Hispanic Democrats of Palm Beach County says it started this weekend with his neighbor.
She's an elderly person. Because of the Supreme Court, she asked me to help her get registered.
Barrero says for Hispanic Democrats, the concern with the Supreme Court is all about health care.
They are almost all with Obamacare. And the threat of losing it in the Affordable Care Act, the threat of losing it through the Supreme Court and machinations by Trump is important to them.
Republicans, on the other hand, are seeing a gain on a different issue.
For me, the pro-life movement is the biggest thing.
Willie Guardiola is an avid Trump supporter and advocate for the anti-abortion movement in South Florida.
And it's going to be huge, especially for the pro-life voters, the Catholic voters, the evangelicals, the Christian. I truly believe it's going to really tip the scales here for Trump.
There are 36 days until the election, and it's expected 14 days before Senate hearings begin on the Supreme Court nominee. Yet already, hundreds of thousands of Floridians have ballots in hand and are voting by mail. In West Palm Beach, Matt Cessny, WPTV, News Channel 5.
And lastly, Universal Orlando Resort is introducing what it calls Florida's fastest and tallest launch coaster. Riders on the Jurassic World Velocic coaster will be launched over 150 feet into the air and reach speeds of 70 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds. The dinosaur-themed ride will open at Universal's Islands of Adventure next year. And the Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Dallas Stars last night 2-0. So, yes, the Tampa Bay Lightning now champions of bubble hockey. And from the NFL last night, the Kansas City Chiefs did beat the Baltimore Ravens. News time 6:52, and weather and traffic together will be next.
$6:53 on the Get Up and Go show. It's the Tuesday edition with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Now, just an update on the accident we did see on I-95 northbound in Fort Pierce at Glades Cutoff Road. This is northbound. From that accident, now all lanes are back open, so traffic is getting through right there. Here in Martin County, no accidents. There's your latest look at traffic. In Port St. Lucie, it's 75, and in Adelaide, Australia, 57 with showers. And here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, my sunshines. Waking up this morning to temperatures in the mid to upper 70s under partly cloudy skies and a few isolated showers. Highs this afternoon reaching the low 90s, but feels like temperatures in the upper 90s to triple digits. A 40% chance for afternoon, evening showers and storms, most of the rain ending by sunset. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with increasing clouds ahead of a cool front, lows in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds and a 50% chance for scattered showers and storms. Some of those storms could be on the stronger side, highs in the mid-80s. The front stalls out, keeping the weather unsettled through the weekend. Scattered showers and storms will be possible each day, mainly in the afternoon and evening hours. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
6:58 on the Get Up and Go show. Hour number 1 down. Hour number 2 coming up next. And then hour number 3, Sheriff William Snyder is going to be here. We're going to be talking about the 911 situation with the sheriff that happened recently, where the 911 system went down temporarily. So we'll be having a conversation with him about that. And we're also going to be talking about Election Day coming up and how the sheriff's office plans on handling different things around the different polls, as well, how they're going to maintain law and order, because as you know, there's going to be a lot of tensions running high. It's a big election. This is the year that we'll be electing a new president. Is it going to be Donald Trump? Is it going to be Joe Biden? Nobody knows. The only people that are going to know are the ones that count the votes and the end result. There's going to be some unhappy people. There's going to be some happy people. I don't like talking politics. That's just generic talk. I don't give my opinion. Who do I think is going to win? You're not going to get that out of me. I got my early voting ballot. I voted. The wife voted. We're going to drop them off on November the 3rd right to the polls. We're WSTU Stewart station. The news is coming up next, and then we'll have hour number 2 of the award-winning Get Up and Go show coming up. Don't you dare go anywhere. Don't touch that dial.
Coming to you live from Seward, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
That's right. They say we have the most palatial studios this side of the Mississippi.
You my baby's daddy.
I am not your baby's daddy.
I know that's right.
That's right, because if I was your baby's daddy, I would be in deep doo-doo.
You guys are living the good life.
Yeah, we live the good life for sure. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning to you, Evan. And yes, we do have palatial. I think our studios are palatial and maybe one of the most beautiful studios.
Yeah, I have to get these decorations down. I'm kind of over the whole 4th of July stuff.
Yeah, I never get sick of the red, white, and blue, but we're on to kind of in that Halloween and Thanksgiving pattern where we should
have
do
nobody
a little
to decorate.
change up.
I am going to tell you this much. There is going to be Christmas decorations in here. There's going to be a blow up or two.
Yeah, and I don't mind.
I've already got them picked out.
I don't mind seeing a Christmas decoration early.
Would you mind if I brought it in early and set it up?
I wouldn't mind that at all. I'm seeing them already in the stores right now. In fact, the other day I went into Dollar Tree, and you should see what's happening. They still have a scale of all of these Halloween decorations.
Okay.
But they are slowly being wiped out by Christmas coming in.
Okay.
So Christmas is kind of starting to explode now in the stores too.
All right. So as long as I have your permission, I'm going to go. I'm going to bring in some of the Christmas decorations. I'm going to start decorating the studio.
I would like that. And I'm going to wear a holiday sweater pretty soon. I know the cold front's coming through the week or a little bit later.
Yeah, what's
this
it going to
week.
get down to 85 degrees?
We're going to get down to where we're going to feel a difference, where
Okay.
I heard maybe highs in the 80s, in
Okay.
the low 80s. So
Yeah.
that's definitely a change.
Do you have a preference of what blow up you would like me to bring in for the studio to go right there where the chair is? Because
Yes.
that's where it's going to go. It's going to go right where that blue chair is.
I like
that nobody's
Do
occupying.
you have Rudolph at home? Rudolph?
I'm going to have to check.
Okay.
I'm going to have to check and see what I have in stock.
He would probably be my favorite one, Rudolph. In fact, last year it was funny. It was like windy. It was really windy in the neighborhood last
Mhm.
Christmas time.
Mhm.
So me and Topanga were like walking around town and looking at all the decorations. And some of the blow-ups were kind of blown over from the wind. So I stopped in a neighbor's yard to prop up Rudolph again because
Yeah.
he had Rudolph looked kind of drunk or something there. So I said to Panga, I'm going to go and sway him up.
Oh,
no,
my.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, Bonnie. Let's go prop him up. The neighbors would appreciate that to see it when they
Prop
come home.
up the reindeer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a windy Christmas last year. so
Reindeer
it
had
was-
too much catnip.
Yeah, I would like to see a reindeer fly. I would like to have that catnip this coming Christmas just to see them fly.
I can tell you, if you drink enough Baileys, you'll see anything fly, Bonnie. Time for birthdays, anniversaries back in the day, and I should call George and wish him a happy belated birthday.
Belated birthday.
What do you
I wonder
think,
if he's
Bonnie?
out. Let's see if he's awake.
You think I should?
Yeah. Let's try.
I am so mean.
Still want to say, while you're looking that up, happy belated birthday to Cameron, who my nephew celebrated 30 yesterday.
Okay.
And things are going well in his life, and that
Good.
is good. Still trying to talk him out of getting that tattoo.
Really?
I don't know if it's a turning age 30 thing or what, but I said, Cameron, by the time you're 35 or 40, you might no longer want that tattoo.
Okay, here we go. We're phone call. Let's see here. All right. Let's see if he answers.
Wonder if George has any Halloween
Oh,
decorations.
he's going to hate me. He's going to hate me
You
for
think-
waking him up.
But he's up by now, don't you think?
No.
No,
You have to understand, it's 6:11 in the morning
Oh,
there.
that's true. Maybe that fresh.
Yeah, it is. Hey, we wanted to call and wish you a happy belated birthday.
Belated. Get out of here.
Happy belated birthday. How was your birthday?
Well, just hung out home.
Okay.
About it.
Did I wake you?
No, I just got up a little bit ago.
Darn it.
Did you
All
get
right.
in And
I'm gonna wake him up
tattoos.
one of these
Did you
times.
go and get a tattoo?
George
too?
doesn't have any tattoos.
Okay.
Yes, he doesn't like tattoos.
Do you have any Halloween decorations up, George?
No.
No.
Man, this guy's boring.
No, don't say he's boring.
No,
Jeez.
I am kidding. I am kidding you, George.
No,
So,
he's just a very plain Jane kind of guy.
so what did you do for fun on your birthday? You had to
Not
do
a
something
damn thing.
fun.
He did nothing. He did absolutely nothing. He did the same thing he does 364 other days of the year, which is absolutely
Oh
nothing.
wait, here's a thought. George is not boring because I saw him take his 90-year-old mother this year to Disney World.
That's right.
Disney World.
That's right.
Yeah, so you're not boring. I'm sorry, George.
What guy do you know that takes his 90-year-old mother to Disney World?
Right.
Exactly. They all got goofy.
Maybe the next time you guys go there, you'll have to go on that new up and coming dinosaur roller coaster that
Hey, so
they're
are
having.
you coming down here for Christmas? Are you going to be down staying with me for a week or so at Christmas?
I don't know. I mean,
I need somebody to cook my turkey. We're not having the party and we're still going to have a turkey. So I got to have somebody cook the turkey, and you can't cook it virtually because I darn sure don't know how to cook a turkey.
Yeah, you do, Evan.
I don't.
Oh, I'm sure you've cooked one
I
before.
don't. No, I've never cooked a turkey.
Yeah.
George will tell you. He's the turkey chef. George can
it's
cook a
cold up
turkey.
here.
He makes the gravy from scratch.
And the
He makes
stuffing.
mashed potatoes from scratch. He sticks his hand so far up that turkey's arse to clean it out. It's ridiculous.
Oh, gosh. Now, when you do your stuffing, George, do you put chicken livers in it?
No.
Yeah.
I've done that. When I made homemade stuffing,
No.
I followed my mom's
Chicken
recipe.
livers?
Chicken
No.
livers.
We had stuffing the other night with dinner with our pork chops,
Ooh.
but I cheated. I used stovetop stuffing.
That's all right.
It was good.
I think the brand I like even better than Stovetop is Pepperidge Farm. So lately, in the past couple of years, I've been cheating with that
Okay.
and not making my own stuffing.
All right.
And you can take your Pepperidge Farms, and some of it, okay, and then you take some bread and cut it all up and everything and mix it with it and then put some seasonings with it.
Oh yeah, you
Okay, and then
add some.
stuff it.
Okay,
Yeah.
There
add
you go.
bread.
that's a good
Always
idea.
add bread.
Always add bread. And if it's too dry, you add a little bit of warm water just to moisten it up. Oh no?
No, you take the
the
you take the
juice.
drippings. Yeah, the drippings.
Yes, the juice.
I've added chicken broth too to mine. Chicken broth.
Yeah, or turkey broth.
Yes. Yeah. You can.
Okay.
They always have that fresh in the store aisles, and plenty of it once Thanksgiving rolls around.
All right. Hey, George, a little bit later on this morning, we're going to be polling our audience with a question. We're going to be asking them who can they impersonate and sound like. People love to do this and think that they've got this down to a science. Do you think you can impersonate anybody, George? I'm putting you on the spot.
Sure.
Who do you think you can impersonate?
Ronald Reagan.
Can you do Ronald Reagan?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Do Ronald Reagan for me, if you would.
Well, Nancy, it's nice coming back alive.
Wow. Okay, that's not bad.
That's really good. That was
That was pretty good.
I was hearing.
I
Ronald.
felt like Ronald Reagan was here.
Yep, that was good, George.
Okay. If you want to participate in our segment that we're going to be doing a little later on today in our phone call segment, our impersonation segment, who can you impersonate? Give us a call, 772-220-9788. If you think you can impersonate me, or if you think you can impersonate Bonnie or anybody for that matter, give us a call. We would love to hear from you. George, happy belated birthday to you. And speaking of birthdays, we have to get to our birthday and anniversary segment. So thanks for dealing with my silliness this morning. I really appreciate it.
I deal with it all the time.
That's right. All right, buddy. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye. All right. So anyway, celebrating a birthday today is Halsey. She's 26 years old today. Her biggest hit, Closer, with the Chainsmokers, and Bad at Love. Kevin Durant, 32 years old, former Oklahoma City Thunder forward who's won 4 NBA scoring titles.
4 of them.
Yeah, he's on the Brooklyn Nets
amazing.
right now.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Calvin Johnson's 36. That's the former Detroit Lions wide receiver who holds the record for the most receiving yards in a season. Zachary Levi is 40 years old today. That's Billy Bateson's superhero, after Alter Ego Shazam. Chrissy Metz is 40 years old. That's Kate Pearson on This Is Us.
This Is Us is a great show, and happy for the fans of the show too. Exciting.
Definitely.
The season 5 is going to begin on October 27th.
Mackenzie Crook, 49 years old today, the guy in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies who keeps losing his fake eye. Erica Eleniak is 51. Shawnee McLean on Baywatch. Jill Whelan is 54. That's Vicky Stubing on The Love Boat.
Yeah, she was like the captain's little niece.
I had a crush on her back in the
came
day.
on the show. Did
She
you?
was a cutie patootie.
She was. And did you have
I had a crush on everybody.
Did you have a crush like on Julie McCoy too?
Let me tell you, I had a crush on Maureen McCormick, Eve Plum.
Oh wow.
Susan Day. I had a crush on all those.
Susan Day and Maureen McCormick. They were probably
That was Partridge Family, and that was the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, yeah.
Les Claypool, 57 years old today, singer and bassist for the band Primus. Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh!
That's right. Andrew Dice Clay is 63 years old today. Hickory dickory dock. Guess what? What you're watching and has moving hands is called a clock. There you go. I had to be clean because, Andrew Dice Clay is not exactly the cleanest comedian in the world.
That's your Andrew Dice Clay impersonation.
That was my impersonation for the morning.
Little Miss Hubbard went to her cupboard too at one time, right?
To get her curds and whey.
To get her poor dog a bone. And when she got there, the cover was bare, and then I can't finish it because it was Andrew Dice Clay.
And then she decided to go home. There you go. That's finished up for you.
She brought a bone of her own home.
Yes,
something like that.
Yeah, if you ever want to have a good laugh and you're in the mood for some good adult comedy, Andrew Dice Clay is the guy that you want to listen to.
63, and I remember seeing him in stand-up. I got to look him up now and see what he looks like today.
He doesn't look good.
Haven't seen him in a while.
Doesn't look good. I'd be afraid to have him as a guest on the program.
Would you?
Yeah, because I'd have to have my finger on the 7-second delay button, constantly hitting it.
He'd probably
all the time. He'd be F-bombing every other word.
And reminding you maybe of one of those guys in those mafia movies or something.
Yes.
Pretty scary.
Hey, our friend Mark Hales just chimed in. Late to the party, he says, and hang out today, but he's got a lot to do. And he gave us the weather report from Southeast London, Bonnie. If you don't mind, can I read it, or you want to wait?
No, go ahead, Evan.
It's 62 degrees Fahrenheit, 17 degrees Celsius in over in England, and showers in Southeast London today, he says.
Yeah, there's a lot of showers throughout the world today. I know in Switzerland it's been raining this morning. It's
when it rains cats and dogs, that's when you have problems.
A little fog and rain too up in Maine.
Okay. Let's see here. Mark Farner, 72 years old today, the original singer from Grand Funk Railroad. And
everybody's doing a brand new dance now. The emotion song, right?
We'll add that little line you just did to the promo.
I don't know.
I'll have to peel that one out and send that to the production company.
All right.
Brian Gumble, 72 years old today. Mike Post is 76. Ian McShane, 78 years old today. Jerry Lee Lewis is 85 years old. Still kicking with a whole lot of shaking going on and Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah.
Great songs.
Yeah, he was his career too, remember, was derailed way back by that scandal after he married his third cousin at the age of 22.
Yep.
And if you want to watch a pretty good movie on Jerry Lee Lewis, there's one, I think it's called Great Balls of Fire, and Dennis Quaid plays him, and Winona Ryder plays the wife, that 13-year-old cousin.
Gene Autry, celebrating a birthday in the heavens, along with Madeline Kahn, Larry Linville, and Miguel de Cervantes. Miguel de Cervantes, if you're wondering, he is the Spanish genius who wrote Don Quixote.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was born in 1547 and died in 1616.
Mm-hmm.
So
long time ago. And yeah.
Now, you know what's happening in 12 days, Bonnie?
It is National Coming Out Day.
That's right. 12 days. Everybody's coming out of the closet.
I know.
That's right, including myself and yourself. We're all coming out of the closet. in 12 days.
I'm going to bring new sweaters out of the closet.
Are you?
That's for sure.
All right, I'm going to bring a new me out of the closet. How's that sound?
There you go.
Is that okay with you?
Nice, bright, shining smile.
There you go. 7:21. It's news time. Once again, let's head over to the news desk. Bonnie's standing by. Morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. The first debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden takes place tonight in Cleveland. Florida Senator Rick Scott thinks President Trump will focus on the country's economic performance.
And he's going to get to brag about what he's done the last 4 years. I think that's how the debate's going to go. I think Joe Biden's going to have a very difficult time explaining his past.
Scott predicts President Trump will also bring up Biden's son, Hunter. It's still September, but Floridians are already voting in the November election.
More than 5 million vote-by-mail ballots have been requested in Florida. Nearly 7,500 have already been returned. Democrats hold the early lead, returning about 3,600 ballots compared to 2,300 for Republicans. In Florida, ballots must be received by a local no later than 7 p.m. on Election Day, so the post office suggests mailing it at least 1 week ahead. I'm Rick Hoschel.
The Martin County Sheriff's Office said that 911 lines are back in operation following a brief interruption in 911 dispatch services last night. The Sheriff's Office said in a tweet that anyone experiencing problems getting through to 911 should call the non-emergency number at 772-220-7170 as an alternative. Data released on Monday by the FBI shows a drop in violent crime in the U.S. in 2019, continuing a trend in recent years. The FBI said that violent crimes in the U.S. dropped 1% in 2019 compared to 2018. The improvement was the third straight year of a declining violent crime rate in the U.S. The FBI added that property crimes in the U.S. dropped 4.5% from 2018. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Monday released a new proposal that includes $2.2 trillion in spending and sends direct payment of $1,200 to most Americans. The proposal still costs more than the White House has said it would like, but is down from the $3.4 trillion stimulus plan House Democrats passed back in May. In addition to another set of $1,200 direct payments to millions of Americans, House Democrats propose using $225 for education, more funding for the struggling airline industry, and $436 million for local governments. The set of proposals would also include a $600 per week unemployment supplement, which expired at the end of July. This $2.2 trillion HEROES Act provides the absolutely needed resources to protect livelihoods, and the life of our democracy over the coming months, Pelosi said in a letter to House Democrats. It includes new funding needed to avert catastrophe for schools, small businesses, restaurants, performance spaces, airline workers, and others. And lastly, United Orlando Resort is introducing what it calls Florida's fastest and tallest launch coaster. Riders on the Jurassic World Velocic coaster will be launched over 150 feet into the air and reach speeds of 70 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds. The dinosaur-themed ride will open at Universal's Islands of Adventure next year. The Houston Texans are bringing in safety Earl Thomas for a workout, and his signing this week is more likely than not, a source told ESPN's Adam Schefter. The Baltimore Ravens abruptly parted ways with the 7-time Pro Bowl selection in August after Thomas had an on-field altercation with teammate Chuck Clark. The Ravens said they terminated Thomas's contract for personal conduct that adversely affected the team. A source told Schefter that Thomas, age 31, punched Clark during a practice. News time at 7:25, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
7:20. It's time on the Get Up and Go show, the Tuesday edition with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
No accidents, no tie-ups right out on our road. And this including St. Lucie County and Martin County. Heading out, just expect a nice ride. There's your latest look at traffic. It's a partly cloudy 76 in Palm City, and in the town of Chur, Switzerland, 53 with rain showers. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, my sunshines. Waking up this morning to temperatures in the mid to upper 70s under partly cloudy skies and a few isolated showers. Highs this afternoon reaching the low 90s, but feels like temperatures in the upper 90s to triple digits. A 40% chance for afternoon, evening showers and storms, most of the rain ending by sunset. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with increasing clouds ahead of a cool front, lows in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds and a 50% chance for scattered showers and storms. Some of those storms could be on the stronger side, highs in the mid-80s. The front stalls out, keeping the weather unsettled through the weekend. Scattered showers and storms will be possible each day, mainly in the afternoon and evening hours. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Fall has arrived at Starbucks. Join us for the new Taste of Autumn specialty coffee.
That sounds good.
Black coffee with pieces of real leaves floating around for texture and aroma.
That doesn't sound too good.
But they're real leaves from New England.
Still, no.
How about we add pumpkin spice donut holes, pumpkin whipped cream, and drizzle it with light and dark caramel?
Oh yeah, that sounds real good.
Let's just skip the coffee and put hot cocoa in first.
Oh yeah, but what about the leaves?
We can just put a picture of them on the cup.
Sold. I'm on my way to the drive-thru.
Starbucks, where fall has arrived.
Boy, that sounds yummy, doesn't it?
Sounds pretty tempting.
Yeah,
And
coffee with leaves in them.
just the arrival, too, for its National Coffee Day
Yeah,
today.
definitely so.
There's all kinds of places where I'm sure you could get like a free cup of coffee.
Don't forget, we have the question of the morning, who you can impersonate and who you think you sound like if you'd love to participate. 772-220-9788, 220-9788. It's time for Stupid News.
And now it's time for Stupid News,
It's so stupid and awesome.
where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
Are you effing stupid?
By the way, if you ever see any stupid news out there and you want to discuss it, give us a call, 772-220-9788. If you see something stupid and interesting and you want to share it with the world, because after all, we are a worldwide show now. We broadcast over in England with our friend Mark Hales over at his palatial palace, right down the road from the Queen's Palace.
Yeah, from Windsor Palace.
Yeah, Windsor Palace.
He's only like 15 minutes
Yep.
away.
A 15-year-old boy and 12-year-old girl in Indonesia were reportedly forced to marry each other after breaking a local custom that forbids dating after sunset. Think about that one. Let that resonate for a minute, Bonnie.
Kids ran out wild, and when the sun went down, they were out on the town.
Yep. Child marriage has been a controversial issue in Indonesia for a long time, and last week it was once again brought into the limelight by the story of a young teenage couple forced to marry after only 4 days of dating. According to multiple media reports, 15-year-old Suhami and his 12-year-old girlfriend Nur Herwati were pressured into the marriage by the girl's parents after allegedly breaking customary dating laws, which forbids young couples to return home after dusk. Since the teenage boy brought his young girlfriend home after 7:30 in the evening earlier this month, her parents gave them no choice but to force them to get married.
Wow. Evan, I got a question for you.
I love that story.
Is it fair for me to compare this story to... Okay, so they made them get married because
Yes.
they were out after dark.
Yeah, it's a custom in Indonesia.
They made them do it. And then
Yes.
can I compare it to the story, like, say, if a boy is caught smoking, well, then his parents is going to make him smoke the whole darn pack. I mean, in comparison,
There's a big difference there. There's a big difference. You're talking a health issue now.
It's a health issue. However,
Right.
I mean, these are two very young kids who just wanted to break out for a little freedom, and now they have to. It's like smoking the whole darn pack. They're
Hey,
making
listen.
them. They're making them go to the altar.
You know what they say? You play with fire, you get burned. Okay, that's the end of the story.
Wow.
You play with fire, you get burned. So now they're getting married.
Well, I
So-
just hope they make it.
Maybe I'll DJ their wedding.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again, that is why I'm so thankful
Mhm.
to live in this country where I never had to grow up as a girl being put or forced into one of those marriages, because some of those ladies, they grow up as their little girl, they got to listen to their dad, everything
Yep.
their dad says, and then you could be handed over to somebody you don't even want to marry.
Those are arranged marriages.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the TV show Married at First Sight, where you're forced to marry a complete stranger, and then you have to stay married to them for at least 6 weeks.
Wow.
It's a social experiment is what it
That's-
is, and then you decide if you want to stay married or if you want to get divorced.
6 weeks, that's longer than Cher and Greg Allman made it.
Yep, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. We take you now to Denmark, where an award-winning television program called Ultra Strips Down puts completely naked adults in front of school-age children.
What?
That's right.
Oh,
For real. This is for real.
this is sordid.
The series allows its young participants ages 11 to 13 to ask the grown-up volunteers whatever questions are on their minds in order to promote body positivity and combat body shaming. It's called Ultra Strips Down.
Aren't you supposed to just learn that in a sex education class?
They don't have that anymore in school.
Oh, they don't?
No, they don't offer sex education.
Yeah, they probably don't have home ec anymore either, do they?
No, I don't know. I mean, back when I went to school, I had to learn what body parts were.
Yeah.
I didn't have any sex education. I just knew, like, when I looked down, there was something there, and then I looked at her and there was nothing there. And I asked my parents, "Hey, Dad, she's missing something. How come it's not there?" And he had the undaunting task that he had to explain to me why it wasn't there.
Why? Yeah.
And boy, that story changed my life and scarred me for life.
It reminds me of when when I was home and my nephew was just kind of like a little baby boy almost, and he was following Kitty Cat around,
Mhm.
and he was trying to put his finger in what he called was the spot.
I won't ask what the spot is. Wow.
And my
Okay,
dad,
the spot.
My dad was busting out laughing, and he's like,
Wait a minute. Who did this?
my nephew, and
Your nephew tried to put.
well,
Is your nephew a boy or a girl?
a boy.
Okay, so he tried to put his finger on the cat's spot.
Yeah. And well, to him is the cat's little hind and the hiney end right below the tail. To him, it was a spot.
The spot. Okay.
Yeah, but it's just funny what little kids will come
Wow.
up with, and
Excuse me, Dad. Could you tell me what this spot is, please, on the cat? Oh boy. Where's Big Kitty when you need Big
Yeah.
Kitty?
And then my dad was trying to quickly shoo the kitty away because he felt sorry for the kitty.
Wow. Never knew a cat had a
A
spot.
spot, yeah.
I'm not even going to go there. My mind's going 9,000 directions right now. Hold on. We have a phone call right now. All right. So let's go to the phones. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Well,
Oh, figures like on cue. This was like timed. The damn cat's got a radio, so it listens.
The cat
Okay.
is smart. He likes
So-
to listen.
Big Kitty, we have a question we need to ask you.
well,
Has anybody ever put their finger on your spot?
No
No.
way.
Okay. Big
Um,
Kitty said no, Bonnie.
Big Kitty, do you have a spot? Big Kitty, did we put you on the spot?
Did we put you on the spot?
well,
Now, Big Kitty, there is a rumor going around that you are going to be at the Stewart Amphitheater opening up for Bonnie for her big debut show coming up in a few weeks.
Talk about being put on the spot.
Yeah, is that true?
well,
Okay. Oh, very, very good. And did you know the tickets were $100 each?
well,
That'll buy you a lot of cat food, right?
well,
Okay. Wow.
I think, Big Kitty sounds excited about it. I guess,
well,
you're going to have like a lot of catnip this week.
Bonnie,
well,
Bonnie, maybe we could get you and Big Kitty to do a duet together,
Oh,
well,
like Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton did, Islands in the Stream.
Big Kitty, would you want to do the part of Dolly?
well,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd have to do Kenny Rogers.
That would have
Bonnie.
to be Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Kitty, are you a female?
We've
Yeah.
already determined this.
I forget. I always think Big Kitty is a male.
No.
It's a female cat.
No. The cat has a spot. It's
Oh.
a female.
well,
So you want to? That's typical. Why Big Kitty would want to do Dolly, then,
Right.
Because
Well.
okay, but I mean, I don't want to play a male. I mean, I didn't want to be Kenny, but
If you start playing a male, Gary's going to start wondering.
yeah.
well,
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh.
Hold on 1 second here. We have another call. Hold on. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this? Oh no. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Big Kitty, we have somebody on the phone that wants to say hello to you. Go ahead, Rover. This is getting to be ridiculous, Bonnie. We have a cat calling the show. We have a dog calling the show. Who the heck's gonna call next? A chipmunk?
well,
Wow.
Oh,
Okay, so Rover, I'm gonna ask you a question, and you can bark once for yes and twice for no. Rover, would you like to meet Big Kitty? Big Kitty, would you like to meet Rover?
well,
Okay, well, we have a little bit of a difference here,
yeah,
Bonnie.
A little bit of controversy.
And I have no idea why I am having a conversation with a dog and a cat on these phone lines.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
well,
I've lost my marbles. Oh my gosh. What the heck is going on here? Lord. Okay, listen, I'm going to let you guys go. I mean, this is just getting to be I got to say goodbye. Goodbye, guys. This is just getting to be way out of
Big
hand.
Kitty always tries to get the two last words in.
Right? This is just what the heck's going on?
No.
Got a calling,
Yeah.
got a dog calling. God only knows who's going to call next.
Show's going to the dogs, and pretty soon they're going to put us in the pound.
Wow.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Lord have mercy. Let me get back to my stupid news.
Okay.
If I can get back to that. Oh no. Here we go again.
This one's going to be a donkey now.
I have no idea. All right, let's try this again. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
What?
I give up. There's a farm. There's my God. What is that calling?
That
It's a
is
chicken.
chicken.
That's a
sounds-
chicken.
Yeah. It's a chicken. It's not the rooster.
No.
You know, we didn't.
And it's crazy because, I don't have caller ID on this phone. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, chicken. I have another call. Let's go to the phones. Hi, I'm only afraid to see who this is. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Yeah, man.
Oh, thank God you're here, Fredo.
We're talking
Hold
to
on.
a human
Hold
at
on.
least.
Yeah, at least we have a human. We have a chicken on the line, Fredo. Say hi to the chicken.
Hey, chicken, I got a question for you. Hey, chicken, I got a question for you. Do you taste better baked or fried? Yeah, man.
Oh, Lord have mercy. All right.
Hey, sorry about that. All my animals are calling you up, man. I don't get.
Oh, they're all coming from your house.
Oh yeah, man. That's from Fredo's animal pet service. Yeah, man. That's what's going on.
Fredo's Animal Pet Service.
We almost
That's
thought you
right.
turned into a farmer now. Are you?
Well, no, what we do, I do like the little, like when they have the picnics and stuff like that. I sit there and I bring all the animals so the children can pet them. Yeah, man.
Like a little petting
Yeah.
zoo. Oh.
Yeah, little petting zoo. Yeah, man. And then what's cool is they do tricks. Like they get on the phone and make phone calls to a morning radio show. Yeah, man.
Wow.
Do you pay them to do that, Fredo?
Fredo, hold on. Hold on. We have another call, Fredo. Hold on. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this? Oh my gosh. Jeez. Fredo, your donkey is on the phone now.
What's
Or
that
no,
different
that's your
from
cow.
before?
That's your cow. Your cow is on the phone.
Hey, Cal, you're supposed to be for dinner tonight, man. What's going on? You're calling up the show.
Oh Lord. All right. Goodbye. All right. These man, what is going on?
I got to keep control of my animals.
Yeah, you need to
man.
do more than keep control of your animals. You need to you need to
man.
control everything else that's going on over
You
there.
need to be a better shepherd.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Shepherd.
Yeah. A shepherd.
Okay.
A shepherd leads the animals.
Okay, I shall do that.
Well,
then.
they call him Dr. Seuss too,
Yeah, man. I got my
Jeez.
green eggs in ham.
All right. So
Yeah.
what's on your slate for today?
Well, I am getting ready and prepared for Bonnie Ashley's big concert. Yeah, man.
Oh
That's what
yeah,
I'm
tell
doing.
me. We have a minute or two. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, you're going to be promoting this tomorrow.
Yes.
We're hearing samples of Bonnie Ashley singing greatest hits, and we're going to be making $100 a ticket. Yeah, man. That's what's
Really?
going on. Yeah, man. The Stewart Amphitheater, and Medallion Man's going to be there. There's some medallions for all your masculine beads. And then we're going to have, we'll have the foot rub there too. So you ladies can get your foot massage before the concert and feel real good. Yeah, man. And then afterwards, we'll all go to Blind Creek Beach, get naked, and get suntanned. Yeah, man. All right.
Oh my gosh.
It actually sounds like a fun day.
This show has just turned south.
You know, with all those medallions too that you're selling, you should sell fake mustaches. for
Fredo,
the
hold
men,
on. Let me see who's on the line again.
So
Hold
they
on.
can have mustache and medallion.
Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Gary Busey here. I'd like to know where I can get one of those tickets.
Oh, jeez, it's Gary. Hey, Fredo, Gary Busey's on the phone now, and he's asking about tickets. Can you help him out, please?
Hey, Gary, man, I haven't seen you since the 80s, man. Yeah, man. We were at that party at Rick James's house. Yeah, man.
There's just a little sniffing in there, too there. Hi, Bonnie, baby.
Hi, Gary. Oh boy, I'm going to be more starstruck now if Gary's out in the audience.
Fredo, can you tell Gary Busey how he can get tickets to this concert?
Call 1-800-GET-TICKETS. Yeah, man, get tickets. 1-800-GET-TICKETS.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Yeah.
goodbye, Gary. All right. Oh, Lord have mercy.
I'm going to see,
Wow.
I would be like singing on that stage and seeing Gary Busey out there with that crazy look and that big smile.
I have a question
And I'm
to
just
ask
gonna
you,
lose it.
Fredo. Are you going to have Bonnie Ashley T-shirts that you're going to be selling as well? Because, every concert, they have merchandise from the artist. So Bonnie has to have merchandise to sell. So what are you going to be selling out there?
Well, we're going to have those T-shirts, like you said. Like, I seen Bonnie Ashley live. Singer hits. It's going to have her picture on the T-shirt. Yeah, man.
Are they going to
And
have
then-
polka dots? Because,
Oh, yeah.
Bonnie is known for
Yeah,
wearing
we're
all
gonna
these
have
different
dots.
polka dotted
Actually, we got,
shirts.
how, like when you go to Disney World, you see those little Minnie Mouse dresses for kids.
Right.
We're going to have little polka dot dresses for the kids that, like, Bonnie wears.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
All right. And
Okay.
then we're gonna have like the news story she did, autographed by her. Those are gonna go for about $1,000 a piece. Yeah,
What?
man.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna be making some cash. Yeah, man.
You can also sell like popsicles for like $1 a piece and just kind of like put a picture of my head on the popsicles and call them Ashley Pops. Well,
Ashley Pops. Yeah, man.
I
Everybody
like
gets the
that.
lick-
No
everybody
pun
gets the
intended.
lick Bonnie.
Hey,
Yeah,
check her
man.
out. It's Ashley Pops.
Yeah, man. Everybody gets a lick Bonnie. Yeah,
There
man.
you
That's
go.
it.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
That's interesting there. Okay.
Yeah, man. So we're brainstorming. This is good stuff. Yeah, man. Can't wait to hear the commercial tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
We'll be
and I'll
we'll
be
be
in person, and I'll be talking about some more so we can make some cash, Bonnie.
all right.
Yeah,
All right, Fredo. We're gonna let you go and thank you so much for calling in. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, man.
All right, bye-bye.
Wow, I'll be
All right.
like filling up the bank
Wow.
with all of that that Fredo's doing. Oh my gosh.
When he said that about licking the popsicle, I was like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? I'm like, well, how many licks is it going to take to finish off a Bonnie popsicle?
Yeah. They'll be nice and thick and
I'm
strawberry.
sure they will. 7:49. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
Thank you, Evan. A major hospital chain with Wellington Regional Medical Center on its portfolio has been the target of one of the largest medical cyber attacks in U.S. history. NBC News is reporting, and WPTV's Todd Wilson with more on the security scare and insight from an IT expert.
A major hospital chain has been hit with what may be one of the largest medical cyber attacks in American history. Universal Health Services is a company with more than 400 locations coast to coast, including Wellington Regional Medical Center. Alan Krowitz, an IT and cybersecurity expert, says it sounds bad.
What this one appears to be is ransomware, which is the real hot button and easier one to get into companies.
Krowitz says ransomware is the most expensive and damaging of cyber attacks.
In most cases with ransomware, the data was not pulled out of the organization. They just set off a grenade inside your house. And hey, we can put all the damage back together for you if you pay us this outrageous ransom.
According to multiple reports, including NBC News, computer systems for Universal Health Services began failing over the weekend. Some hospitals reportedly began filing patient information with pen and paper. Universal Health Services released a statement late Monday morning. The comment reads in part, the IT network across Universal Health Services facilities is currently offline due to an IT security issue. Patient care continues to be delivered safely and effectively. No patient or employee data appears to have been accessed, copied, or misused. For a business to protect itself from cyber attacks, Krowitz says they must train their employees to spot phishing emails. Another one is using honeypots.
We put things on the network that if we see certain files that should never be touched, if they get touched by an employee, it means they might have ransomware.
I reached out to Wellington Regional Medical Center to find out what, if any, impact the security issue had here. Instead, I was referred back to Universal Health Services statement. In Wellington, Todd Wilson, WPTV.
Both Republicans and Democrats in South Florida say the open seat on the nation's highest court is driving up registration and interest in the upcoming presidential election. No matter the party, it's galvanizing voters, and WPTV's Matt Cessny has details.
No matter who you ask, Republicans,
It's energized me big time.
or Democrats,
Everybody's politically aware.
the debate over the Supreme Court has brought more intensity to the presidential election, following the death of liberal Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg and now a fast nomination of conservative Amy Coney Barrett. Rolando Chang Barrero of the Hispanic Democrats of Palm Beach County says it started this weekend with his neighbor.
She's an elderly person. Because of the Supreme Court, she asked me to help her get registered.
Barrero says for Hispanic Democrats, the concern with the Supreme Court is all about health care.
They are almost all with Obamacare. And the threat of losing it in the Affordable Care Act, the threat of losing it through the Supreme Court and machinations by Trump is important to them.
Republicans, on the other hand, are seeing a gain on a different issue.
For me, the pro-life movement is the biggest thing.
Willie Guardiola is an avid Trump supporter and advocate for the anti-abortion movement in South Florida.
And it's going to be huge, especially for the pro-life voters, the Catholic voters, the evangelicals, the Christian. I truly believe it's going to really tip the scales here for Trump.
There are 36 days until the election, and it's expected 14 days before Senate hearings begin on the Supreme Court nominee. Yet already, hundreds of thousands of Floridians have ballots in hand and are voting by mail. In West Palm Beach, Matt Cessny, WPTV, News Channel 5.
And lastly, the Martin County Sheriff's Office announced Monday it's accepting applications for firefighters EMT. Now, the application process ends at midnight on October 30th. Firefighter paramedics are preferred. The position requires passing on NTN's fire team test and valid NTN CPAT within the last 12 months. To schedule the fire team or CPAT, go online to nationaltestingnetwork.com. The Tampa Bay Lightning are celebrating their second Stanley Cup title. Blake Coleman and Braden Point scored as the Bolts beat the Dallas Stars 2-0 in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final in Edmonton. Tampa Bay defenseman Victor Hedman says it's a special moment.
So many emotions, it's not going to be able to, it's going to take months maybe for it to sink in, but we're going to be champions forever. We're going to be on that cup, forever.
The Lightning earned their first cup back in 2004. News time at 7:54. Weather and traffic together are next.
$7:55, the time of the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, the roads are clear on this morning. We're not finding any accidents here on our roadways, Martin and St. Lucie County. There's this look at traffic. In Port St. Lucie, it's 75, and in Howell, Michigan, it's cloudy and 50. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, my sunshines. Waking up this morning to temperatures in the mid to upper 70s under partly cloudy skies and a few isolated showers. Highs this afternoon reaching the low 90s, but feels like temperatures in the upper 90s to triple digits. A 40% chance for afternoon, evening showers and storms, most of the rain ending by sunset. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with increasing clouds ahead of a cool front, lows in the mid-70s.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the Get Up and Go Show on 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
8:07 on the Get Up and Go Show for a Tuesday from our palatial studios, and it's time for our weekly visit with Sheriff William Snyder from the Martin County Sheriff's Office. He joins us on our line right now. Good morning, Sheriff. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm very well. How are y'all doing?
Good. We're doing great. How are you and the family and the extended family doing at the Sheriff's Office these days?
Super. I don't know if I talked to you since it happened, but my middle son had my sixth grandchild, fourth granddaughter.
What?
Since we spoke last, yes.
Wow. Round of applause.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Awesome,
Congrats.
Sheriff.
So you're a granddad 6 times over.
6 times, yeah. Little Reagan Lynn Snyder.
Aw.
I like the name too.
I love the name,
Yeah.
Reagan. What a beautiful name.
Oh.
Thank you. Yeah, I love it too. She's a doll.
So what's it like being a granddad 6 times over? I'm just once.
You know, I don't want to sound corny, but it just is a constant reminder of how hard we have to work today to ensure a good future for our children. We can't leave a worse society to our children and our grandchildren than the one we found.
You know, that's so well put, and definitely it's not corny because, you know, as they say in Whitney Houston's song, children are our future. The greatest love of all is a song that reminds me, and that's one of the lines in her song is, you know, children are our future, and that's the future right there.
It is. It really is.
And it's funny how you start thinking about that even more so when you're around the little ones. And, you know, to appreciate, and they appreciate and look up to you, and then you want to provide well for them.
Well, they're a constant reminder that large segments of our society are vulnerable and they need protection. You know, little Reagan Lynn can't do a thing for herself, but we have 85 and 90-year-old people in our community that can't do a thing for themselves. We have a population of people with handicaps that can't do enough for themselves. So it's a collective effort on all of our parts. And I'm not sure how we got off on that, but that's really the fundamentals of law enforcement.
It is.
We talk about today is going to go right back to the one central truth of my industry, and that's our job is to protect.
Yes, definitely. And you know what? It's nice to kind of go off topic for a minute because, you know, people don't get to see you know, the other side of Sheriff Snyder either. And, you know, he's a human just like everybody else, and he's got a soft side, and then, you know, he's got a business side as well. And when that uniform is on, it's all business, and when the uniform is off, he's just Grandpa Snyder. That's all he is.
Well,
I just had to go there. I'm sorry, Sheriff. Let's talk a little bit about the 911 system. Had a small little hiccup, didn't it?
Yeah, we're not sure. Sometime in the early evening last night, I don't even know how my dispatchers realized it, but 911 calls were not going through. And so we thought it was localized. We went to work on it. They came back up and they affected St. Lucie, I think. But then we started seeing Twitter, and that's all I'm going off of, is Twitter accounts from other police agencies that were experiencing the same thing. So I went to bed last night fearful that, you know, our system was trying to crash. We did put out a tweet on Facebook, put out our non-emergency number. I'd like to leave that at the end of this show, but we got through the night.
That's a good thing. It's funny you mentioned that because yesterday, and I don't know if this has anything to do with the 911 services countywide or where there were outages anywhere else, but our mail service I work for the New York Mets, and we had an outage yesterday that crippled our whole entire email service for about an hour or two because ours is all done through Microsoft Exchange, and the whole system went down literally the same time that your 911 system went down.
Well, my first fear yesterday, and it's hard to know if those are connected, but was that there would be some state actor, and it was some kind of malware or hack.
Right.
And I know there's a county in this state, a sheriff's office, that their 911, their phone lines were completely taken over,
Mm-hmm.
and a ransom attack. I don't know if he's got them back yet. They just can't
Wow.
get it fixed. So,
Now, is this in the state of Florida?
yeah, it is. It's a sheriff's office. Mid-size. It's a little smaller than our sheriff's office here.
Okay.
Yeah, not tiny.
Wow. That's not good if the phone systems are taken over, especially if the phone systems are well, I would think if they're VoIP based systems, then yes, they can be taken over, but if they're Ma Bell systems and they're not VoIP, I don't think they could be hacked into, but then again, anything is possible these days.
Yeah, well, I think one day, generation from now or two, they're going to come up with a new inventions called wires. They're going to run wires into houses, and they're just going to have a phone line wire because
Yeah.
you can't hack those.
Those were the old days. Gosh, I remember when everybody had a home phone, and now nobody either has a home phone anymore or they have voice over IP type phones.
Yeah.
And poor phone company Ma Bell is like going out of business. Just seems like with all that.
Miss those days.
Sheriff, Election Day is looming upon us, November the 3rd. It's going to be here sooner than we think. The first debate is tonight, and then, of course, the polls will be opening from morning to night. And there's going to be more than likely probably some tensions running high with your Trump supporters, with your Biden supporters. It's bound to happen somewhere, someplace, all around the country, but more so I'm concerned with here in Martin County. How is the sheriff's office going to be handling Election Day?
Well, even though it's a few weeks away, we have already begun to talk about it. We will have a tactical plan in place. We'll have our rapid response team, which is a special trained, nationally certified team for any kind of extraordinary circumstances, either natural disasters, or man-made civil disobedience, and we'll be as staffed up as a sheriff's office my size can be. But you're right. I do think that. I mean, I've been to a lot of election cycles in my life, many of them in law enforcement capacity. I've never seen anything like we have today, not even vaguely approaching the emotional investment. People have invested almost a sense of who they are into the outcome of this election. And I think in some respects, there's a little perspective lost.
You know, I honestly think, Sheriff, that in my humble opinion, that this election coming up in a few weeks is probably going to see the most battle that is out there. It's literally going to be like a war almost between both the candidates. It's gotten to that point where it's just getting to be ridiculous.
Well, we have an ideological war in America. We have a polarization that's really resulted in some of the nation looking across at the other side as the enemy. And anytime you have that kind of emotional investment, that charge, there's always the potential for a fuse to light a situation. So that's what we have to be aware of. We have to be apolitical. We don't take sides. We don't ask you if you're Democrat or Republican or independent when you call 911. And so our job will be that night, as it is every night, is just to keep the peace.
Now, people will be allowed to campaign at the election sites if they so choose, but there are certain rules that they have to follow as far as distance and how many feet they're allowed to come within the polling place. Am I correct?
Yeah, 100%. And we saw it in the primary that we just had a few weeks ago.
Right.
Where almost every polling place did have supporters for local candidates. There was no presidential piece there, but for local candidates, commissioners, and others had their supporters waving signs. That was all very peaceful. We really didn't have any trouble. And my overwhelming sense is that election night in a few weeks here will be fine.
I honestly think it will be fine if everybody plays nice in the same sandbox. I think we should be fine. Shifting gears, Sheriff, I want to talk about what went on last week that I was, honored to be there and take place of was the the beautiful tribute and little service that you guys did for Trooper Bullock there, and that you've got in the lobby of the sheriff's office. I have to tip my hat, Sheriff. Your speech was on par, and I love the fact that, you know what, it's kind of like the old adage, well, I'm just going to throw the book at you, but you didn't throw the book at anybody. You just threw the book away, and you went from the heart, and your speech was so heartfelt, especially with the family sitting right in the front row.
Well, Evan, thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. I did feel the importance of the moment, and that was to recognize the sacrifice of Trooper Joe Bullock. But also, you saw it. There were dozens of troopers there from all over the state.
Yes.
Multiplied dozens. And I felt that, and my deputies were there, the FBI, there was all law enforcement, and I felt obligated to reaffirm them and to tell them unequivocally what they do matters, and that without them, people would have to stay home and protect their food, and that we make it, they make it, this industry makes it, so that we can live peaceable lives here in America.
And, I noticed, too, that the gentleman that spoke on behalf of the Florida Highway Patrol, I don't remember his name. Who was that spoke? That's
Colonel, his last name. I'll get it before the show.
That's okay.
Colonel Spaulding.
When the colonel got up and spoke, he was so grateful of what you and the Martin County Sheriff's Office did by opening your doors and letting the FHP come in and use your facility as a command post, using your mobile command center. I have never seen somebody like that that was so passionate about thanking you for what the sheriff's office did. And literally you turned your sheriff's office into a Florida Highway Patrol command center for the time being while everything was going on.
Well, Evan, we could have done no less than that. And when Trooper Joseph's blood hit the ground out there on 995, it really solidified a bond between the Florida Highway Patrol and the Martin County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah.
I think it's unbreakable. We always supported each other, but there's just something about that loss that brought us together in a different way.
And it's a shame that it had to take that loss to bring the two agencies even closer together. And, your agency recently put a beautiful memorial out there on I-95 in Trooper Bullock's memory too.
Yeah, that's really, it is beautiful. And there's nothing we can do that in any way materially eases the pain and loss for his family and his friends. But at least we can acknowledge it and remember it.
It's beautiful. And again, kudos to you and your staff for all the work that you did on this case alongside the Florida Highway Patrol, and also the way that you and your staff serve the citizens of Martin County. Bonnie and I we can't thank you enough for everything that you do.
We love it. We love what we do.
That's Sheriff William Snyder joining us each and every Tuesday morning at this time, giving us an update. Sheriff, God bless you and your family, and thank you so much for joining us as always.
Thank you. Stay safe.
We will. Oh, by the way, Sheriff, you got to give out the phone number.
If you have trouble, anyone has trouble with 911, our direct number right into the dispatch center is 220-7170. Evan, I would consider a personal favor if you pass that on to every host throughout the day. Put that number out there. If people get in trouble, put it in your phone.
I will.
All right, man.
I do. Hey, have a great day, Sheriff.
Enjoy that new grandbaby.
Enjoy that
too.
grandbaby. Give that grandbaby a kiss for us, if you would.
I'm going to.
All righty. Take care, Sheriff. I love having him on. It's because I like the fact that we've established such a great relationship with him that we can get to his soft side.
Oh man,
we can get to the soft side of the sheriff.
He have an infectious laugh too.
He does.
I love his laugh.
And not many people can get to the soft side of the sheriff. Let me tell you,
he's a tough one.
He is. 8:21. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
Thank you, Evan. It's still September, but Floridians are already voting in the November election.
More than 5 million vote-by-mail ballots have been requested in Florida. Nearly 7,500 have already been returned. Democrats hold the early lead, returning about 3,600 ballots compared to 2,300 for Republicans. In Florida, ballots must be received by a local elections office no later than 7 p.m. on Election Day, so the post office suggests mailing it at least 1 week ahead. I'm Rick Hoschel.
The country's leading infectious disease expert says Florida is asking for trouble by fully reopening bars and restaurants. The entire state is now in phase 3. WPTV's Ryan Hughes has more.
After being closed for months, Harper's Pub in Stewart is hoping to rebound. The neighborhood bar building back its customer base and putting employees back to work.
Now that we're open, they're slowly coming back.
Harper's is now allowed to have 100% capacity after the governor moved the entire state of Florida to phase. All businesses sitting shuttered, now given the green light to reopen.
My bartender has a mask on. We wipe down the bar every time someone leaves.
But Monday, just days after the governor's announcement, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's leading infectious disease expert, called Florida's full reopening of bars and restaurants very concerning, a sentiment shared by West Palm Beach infectious disease specialist Dr. David Dodson.
The virus is in the community, and when you have people increase their interactions, then you're going to get more infections. It's inevitable.
Dodson says Florida is still one of the worst states in the country for managing the pandemic, with more than 700,000 cases of COVID-19. He understands people need to make a living, but says he's worried the governor moved to phase 3 too quickly.
Folks need to keep in mind that we're in the middle of a once-in-a-lifetime global pandemic that is deadly.
I think all of us know basically what we need to do to stay safe, and that's what we're going to do.
Dr. Dodson is strongly advising anyone venturing out to always wear a mask and keep your distance as much as possible. If not, he says we will likely see a spike in cases. In Stewart, Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Fort Lauderdale's mayor is promising to address what he calls a concerning site after the governor did announce last week that bars could reopen. Bars in Fort Lauderdale were packed over the weekend, and there were a few signs of social distancing. Mayor Dean Trantelis says it was like a dam had been unleashed, and he promises changes are coming. The Martin County Sheriff's Office said that 911 lines are back in operation following a brief interruption in 911 dispatch services Monday night. And of course, per Sheriff Snyder, like Evan just had the conversation with him, the sheriff's office said in a tweet, anyone experiencing those problems getting through to 911 should call the non-emergency number. That once again is 772-220-7170. Call this number as an alternative. And lastly, Florida is reporting fewer than 1,000 new coronavirus cases as the state moves into phase 3 of reopening. The Department of Health announced 738 new COVID-19 infections yesterday, along with 5 new resident deaths. Both increases are the lowest that Florida has seen in months. Doc Rivers has stepped down as coach of the LA Clippers in what Chairman Steve Ballmer called a mutual decision. The team fell well short of its championship expectations this season after acquiring All-Stars Kawhi Leonard and Paul George last summer in what were NBA-altering moves. News time is 8:26. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
8:27 the time on the Tuesday edition of the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, everything is looking good on the roads this morning. We're not finding any accidents on I-95. If you get on US 1, that's moving up and down Martin and St. Lucie County, looking good north and southbound. No tie-ups. And there's your latest look at traffic. It's 77 in Stewart, and in St. Cloud, Minnesota this morning, a cool 47. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, my sunshines. Waking up this morning to temperatures in the mid to upper 70s under partly cloudy skies and a few isolated showers. Highs this afternoon reaching the low 90s, but feels like temperatures in the upper 90s to triple digits. A 40% chance for afternoon, evening showers and storms, most of the rain ending by sunset. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with increasing clouds ahead of a cool front, lows in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds and a 50% chance for scattered showers and storms. Some of those storms could be on the stronger side, highs in the mid-80s. The front stalls out, keeping the weather unsettled through the weekend. Scattered showers and storms will be possible each day, mainly in the afternoon and evening hours. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:31 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for our daily dose of space in another place. Here's Randy Siegel to catch us up on all things NASA. Take it away, Randy.
Good morning, sir. Well, 1977, that was the date that the Soviet Union launched their Salyut 6 spacecraft. Salyut 6 was the Soviet Union's space station. And once again, the Soviets used that space station to look down on the Earth with manned vehicles attached to it. This was the first time they had a space station with 2 docking ports, one in the front and one in the rear, that the Soviet Union used. In 1988, NASA launched its STS-26 spaceflight. STS-26 was the launch of Discovery, and it was a return-to-flight launch. This was the first flight after the Challenger accident. And if you think there were nervous people, you better believe it. But the astronauts were up to the task, and so was NASA, as they conducted a very successful mission on that flight. Lastly, we want to tell you that in December, that on this date in history, from Kodiak Island in Alaska, an Athena rocket placed into orbit 3 satellites. It was the first launch to take place from Kodiak. Russia yesterday placed into orbit 3 GLONASS satellites. The GLONASS satellites are the satellites they use for communications. And that launch took place from the Plesetsk Cosmodrome and was very successful. The astronauts on board the International Space Station are getting ready to have visitors. Yep, the visitors are not necessarily men or women, but these visitors are going to be mice, as well as additional specimens that will be headed for the International Space Station. The launch that is scheduled to take place on Thursday will now have a Cygnus vehicle being launched on an Antares rocket from Wallops Island, Virginia, headed to the International Space Station. We also note that the veteran cosmonaut Anatoly Ivanushin on board the station continued to work with the combustion integration rack and replacing fuel bottles to supply fuel and flame studies to the research device. He then spent the rest of his day servicing laptop computers and life support system. The 3 crew members had sequestered themselves in one module of the International Space Station in order to try to find out about that leak that has been on board the station. The biggest problem that we're having now is that that leak, according to the Russians, has increased 5-fold. And as a result, the leak is becoming more serious. They have yet to find out where the leak is coming from. The astronauts are in no danger, but it's imperative to locate where it is coming from and to block it and prevent additional air leaks from taking place. The astronauts have been spending some time checking various seals and looking around windows with detectors to make sure that those are not where the culprit is. The problem is that behind a lot of the racks, there could be a small hole, and that's rather time-consuming to move one of the racks away, check the area, and then take care of it. But hopefully, they'll be able to locate that in the not-too-distant future. The Russian Federation has said they will be conducting 2 spacewalks on the International Space Station starting in November and another one in February of next year. This is in preparation for their undocking of the Pirs module and sinking it into the Pacific Ocean or having it burn up on the way down. In February, they intend to launch a new science module to the International Space Station, and all hands are on deck to hopefully make this take place. One of the big things on the new section will be a second Russian space toilet. Yep, as well as crew quarters for a 3rd member and a European manipulator arm. So it's imperative that they reached about 31 seconds the other day to launch that Delta IV Heavy rocket. However, due to weather concerns, it didn't happen. The next attempt to launch will be this evening at 11:58 p.m. The weather is a 60% chance for unacceptable conditions at launch time, but United Launch Alliance would like to get this vehicle off the ground and place the National Reconnaissance satellite into orbit. NASA and SpaceX are currently targeting Halloween Eve to launch the next crew vehicle to the International Space Station. They're targeting 2:40 a.m. on Saturday, Eastern Daylight Time, on the 31st. On board that spacecraft will be astronauts Mike Hopkins, Victor Glover, Shannon Walker, and Japanese astronaut Soichi Noguchi. The interesting fact here is that if all goes well, we are hoping to interview Mike Hopkins today before he flies on the space station. So wish us luck in getting that interview in. NASA will launch a new space toilet on that Cygnus module when it does launch from Wallops Island, Virginia. Weather is the big culprit, and the big concern is they may be forced to delay that launch as well. SpaceX has also postponed the launching of a Starlink mission because of weather. The countdown was stopped at 31 seconds for the second time. They have not established a new launch date yet, but they will in the next day or two. We also know that the Government Accountability's Office has sustained or upheld a protest from Teledyne Brown on the awarding of a contract by NASA to another company for exclusive ground support equipment. This is one of the few times that the GAO has upheld a protest. Lastly, we want to tell you that Russia's MS-16 manned vehicle with Ivanushin, Wagner, and Cassidy will return on October 22nd. Tomorrow, we're going to tell you more about new Russian cosmonauts and hopefully a successful launch. So until then, have a great day, everybody.
That's Randy Siegel. He appears on this program with the Space Report each and every weekday at 8:30 in the morning. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie is standing by with the latest and greatest to soothe your appetite. Bonnie?
Well, thank you, Evan. And, you know, they're known at Ellie's Deli for their amazingly delicious fresh jumbo wraps. But I think this one is going to be like your favorite. It's a turkey bacon ranch for lunch. And wrapped in a wrap of your choice, such as spinach, garlic, herb, tomato, basil, and of course topped with their house ranch dressing, mixed greens, red onion, mozzarella in this one, turkey, bacon, tomato, all served with a side of your choice. If you don't want to wrap, try the spinach and tuna salad. Now this sounds amazing. A bed of fresh picked spinach topped with crumbled feta cheese, grapes, toasted almonds, hard-boiled egg, albacore tuna, red onion, and chopped bacon. Just delicious. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart now has patio back open, plus they're at 50% dining inside with a full menu for pickup or delivery. Ellie's also has full dinners available for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. They're at 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado in Stuart. Once again, call 772-781-6605. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart.
Time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,877.50 an ounce. and silver is opening up at $23.65 an ounce. That's your precious metals report, and as always, it's brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. $8:42 news time. Let's go to the news desk once again. Here's Bonnie.
Thank you once again, Evan. The first debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden takes place tonight in Cleveland. Florida Senator Rick Scott thinks President Trump will focus on the country's economic performance.
And he's going to get to brag about what he's done the last 4 years. I think that's how the debate's going to go. I think Joe Biden's going to have a very difficult time explaining his past.
Scott predicts President Trump will also bring up Biden's son, Hunter. Both Republicans and Democrats in South Florida say the open seat on the nation's highest court is driving up registration and interest in the upcoming presidential election. No matter the party, it is galvanizing voters. And WPTV's Matt Cessny has details.
No matter who you ask, Republicans,
It's energized me big time.
or Democrats,
Everybody's politically aware.
the debate over the Supreme Court has brought more intensity to the presidential election, following the death of liberal Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg and now a fast nomination of conservative Amy Coney Barrett. Rolando Chang Barrero of the Hispanic Democrats of Palm Beach County says it started this weekend with his neighbor.
She's an elderly person. Because of the Supreme Court, she asked me to help her get registered.
Barrero says for Hispanic Democrats, the concern with the Supreme Court is all about health care.
They are almost all with Obamacare. And the threat of losing it in the Affordable Care Act, the threat of losing it through the Supreme Court and machinations by Trump is important to them.
Republicans, on the other hand, are seeing a gain on a different issue.
For me, the pro-life movement is the biggest thing.
Willie Guardiola is an avid Trump supporter and advocate for the anti-abortion movement in South Florida.
And it's going to be huge, especially for the pro-life voters, the Catholic voters, the evangelicals, the Christian. I truly believe it's going to really tip the scales here for Trump.
There are 36 days until the election, and it's expected 14 days before Senate hearings begin on the Supreme Court nominee. Yet already, hundreds of thousands of Floridians have ballots in hand and are voting by mail. In West Palm Beach, Matt Cessny, WPTV, News Channel 5.
The country's leading infectious disease expert says Florida is asking for trouble by fully reopening bars and restaurants. The entire state is now in phase 3. WPTV's Ryan Hughes has more.
After being closed for months, Harper's Pub in Stewart is hoping to rebound. The neighborhood bar building back its customer base and putting employees back to work.
Now that we're open, they're slowly coming back.
Harper's is now allowed to have 100% capacity after the governor moved the entire state of Florida to phase 3. All businesses sitting shuttered, now given the green light to reopen.
My bartender has a mask on. We wipe down the bar every time someone leaves.
But Monday, just days after the governor's announcement, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's leading infectious disease expert, called Florida's full reopening of bars and restaurants very concerning, a sentiment shared by West Palm Beach infectious disease specialist Dr. David Dodson.
The virus is in the community, and when you have people increase their interactions, then you're going to get more infections. It's inevitable.
Dodson says Florida is still one of the worst states in the country for managing the pandemic, with more than 700,000 cases of COVID-19. He understands people need to make a living, but says he's worried the governor moved to phase 3 too quickly.
Folks need to keep in mind that we're in the middle of a once-in-a-lifetime global pandemic that is deadly.
I think all of us know basically what we need to do to stay safe, and that's what we're going to do.
Dr. Dodson is strongly advising anyone venturing out to always wear a mask and keep your distance as much as possible. If not, he says we will likely see a spike in cases. In Stewart, Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
And lastly, Ocean Rescue Alliance is working to make mermaids a reality, at least in a form that benefits marine wildlife. When weather permits, the nonprofit Marine Ecosystem Enhancement Organization will deploy about 55 artificial reef modules weighing over 88 tons at the 1000 Mermaids dive site in 45 feet of water off Riviera Beach. The nonprofit is putting the art in artificial reefs by working with Reef Cells, a Boynton Beach-based artificial reef construction business whose artists cast and sculpt mermaids, memorials, and research modules for placement in Florida's coastal waters. And the National Hockey League action got so excited with Tampa Bay Lightning beating the Dallas Stars 2-1, and the Tampa Bay Lightning are the champions of bubble hockey now. And in the NFL from last night, the Kansas City Chiefs did beat the Baltimore Ravens. Our news time is 8:47. Weather and traffic together next.
$8:49 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's the Tuesday edition. Let's take a final look at traffic and weather together. Here's Bonnie.
Well, we're not finding any accidents. So far, so good on our roadways here at a Tuesday morning. Just slow down, in those school zones. Be cautious. There's your latest look at traffic. In Port St. Lucie, it's 77, and in Bordeaux, France, partly sunny and 67. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Tuesday, my sunshines. Waking up this morning to temperatures in the mid to upper 70s under partly cloudy skies and a few isolated showers. Highs this afternoon reaching the low 90s, but feels like temperatures in the upper 90s to triple digits. A 40% chance for afternoon, evening showers and storms, most of the rain ending by sunset. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with increasing clouds ahead of a cool front, lows in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds and a 50% chance for scattered showers and storms. Some of those storms could be on the stronger side, highs in the mid-80s. The front stalls out, keeping the weather unsettled through the weekend. Scattered showers and storms will be possible each day, mainly in the afternoon and evening hours. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Mornings are better with the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on WSTU.
You know, earlier this morning, we put a question out there. Who can you impersonate and sound like? And, you know, people love to do this. We heard from supposed Gary Busey and who was it? George did Ronald Reagan for us. So we opened the phones to this, and we got a pretty good response in regards to that. So let's go to the phones right now and take a couple of calls and see who you can think that you can imitate.
Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Now, you know who that is. I could definitely tell who that is.
I think it was Yoda.
Yes, it's Yoda.
Yeah.
That's Yoda.
That was very good.
Yeah, here's Yoda. Let's go to another phone line and see who you can imitate.
Well, I got one that you're going to recognize, but you're not going to like it because I've been hanging out with Bob Saget for too long, and I got no more patience for it. Oh, God, I can go all night. This is actually my real voice. If I could open my eyes any better, you would totally understand. I'm just exhausted. It's a little early for me. Thank you very much, you bonehead.
Now, I can definitely tell that one. I definitely know that one.
Kind of sounded like that guy you interviewed, Evan, last week. It sounded like Rick Sykes trying to impersonate somebody.
No, that was Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh,
that was an imitation of Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, when he was saying hanging out with Bob Saget, and I wasn't getting all that. But okay.
And here's one more call. Let's listen to this one. You should be able to get both of these, Bonnie.
Susie. Hey, you know who I am, and you can eat my shorts. That was a good one.
All right, so I got that one too.
Yeah, I think you got that one,
right?
Don't you, Evan?
Who do you think it is?
The eat my shorts thing kind of gave it away. It's one of the Simpsons,
right,
and I
Bart.
want to. Is it Bart and his sister?
Right.
Sister Simpson.
Uh-huh.
Those are the two that I got.
Right, and then the other one was Woody Woodpecker.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, they did Woody Woodpecker on the end there. So let's go to the phones right now. We have a phone call with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
My favorite morning talk show is doing today.
Mr. Phil. It's good to hear your voice, Phil. How are you?
Doing well.
Hey, hold on 1 second, because our phones are blowing up all of a sudden. I'm gonna put you on hold. Hold on 1 second. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
I swear I'm not a crook.
I'm sorry. Say that again. What did you say?
I said, I swear I'm not a crook.
Okay, Phil, can you guess who that is?
Richard Nixon.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. That was a good Nixon.
Tricky Dick.
All right. Thanks for calling. I appreciate that.
That was pretty
All
good.
right. There we go.
I'm surprised called up doing Casey Kasem or something like that.
I'm sorry?
I'm surprised someone didn't call up doing Casey Kasem.
Oh, that would have been a good one. Casey Kasem would have been a really good one. I'm Casey Kasem, and
I'm
yes.
Casey Kasem for a minute. Stop it. I'm Casey Kasem.
There you go.
That's
You do that pretty good,
good.
Phil.
There you go.
Hey, so you're going to be with us tomorrow.
Yes, I am.
And we're premiering a new segment. We actually kind of did it last week, but officially it's going to kick off that every time that you're with us, it's Phil's Taste Test.
Yes. Tomorrow I'll be tasting cheddar and jalapeno potato chips.
Yes, cheddar and jalapeno potato chips.
I can already
live
tell
on the
ya
air.
how they
Hold on,
taste.
Phil. We got another call.
They're like
Hold
my
on.
favorite,
Hold
man.
on. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Oh, boys and girls, we're calling from Disney World.
Oh, wow. There's somebody imitating Goofy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Wow. Phil, you should be a connoisseur of that one, right? Now we got Mickey. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, thank you for calling.
Makes me want to
All
go
right,
to Disney
Phil.
now.
Man, we got a bunch of people out there calling in wanting to imitate people all of a sudden.
You had a crazy show this morning. You had dogs, chickens, Fredo, cat, talking about her spot and everything.
Yeah, it was
Good
crazy.
Lord.
It was crazy. So what's on tap today? Anything new in the world of Storage Wars?
right now, heading into work, and then let's see here. Then tonight, I'm making spaghetti. Ooh, really
Oh
good.
man, I'm coming to your house.
Yeah, man. So,
I'm definitely coming down to your house.
What kind of sauce what kind of sauce are you making?
It's gonna have like bell peppers, and stuff like that in it. You know.
Red sauce?
Yeah, of course.
Can you bring a little tomorrow morning to? Oh no, you're not coming here tomorrow morning. That's right. I forgot you stay. That's right. You broadcast from your home.
Well, I can come up to the studio tomorrow.
No, that's all right. It's all right. I don't want to make you get up early.
Why, now you don't want me in the studio?
No, I didn't say that. I just don't want you to get up early in the morning. You know, because Fredo is a little intimidated when you're here. Fredo gets a little intimidated when you're here in person.
Yeah, and I know you need to talk to Fredo tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. It's your big commercial tomorrow, Bonnie.
Yeah, tomorrow's the big big premiere.
I'm
In
hearing-
fact, it just slipped into my email box as we speak. It literally just came into my inbox. Yeah, and it's loaded, and it's ready to go for tomorrow. Where is it? Let me find it here.
You're probably going to give my skin tone a natural blush because I'll be blushing at it.
No, not in fact. There it is.
No need to
It
put
says
on my rosy tones.
Bonnie, there it is. It says commercial. Bonnie live in concert. There it is. I've already downloaded it and it's ready to go for tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to make a ton of money, I guess, from that.
Yeah, Fredo's charging. Fredo's charging $100.
And you believe Fredo?
Well, I have no idea. He's crazy. Anything's possible.
I think we're all a little crazy.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you. I was like, man, there's a shadow behind me. All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning, Phil.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, folks. Have a great day, folks. That's a wrap for today's show. We're almost halfway through the work week. We say ciao, Maine.
Honduras.
And Arriva Dirty, folks. Have a great Tuesday. Be kind to one another.
And be kind and pet your farm animals very friendly too today.
Really. Make sure to pet your farm animal, especially Big Kitty. We're WSTU Stewart. We're Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. Don't go anywhere.